It's the Brad and John Show.
Brad and John Show for October 20th, 1020. That's my location. And this is the C block, the Charlie block. John, you there, John? Oh, hold on a minute.
Yeah.
Hold on. I forgot to turn you up there. That's my fault. Okay. Everything's my fault, by the way. You sent me something earlier this morning, and John always gets mad when I divulge things like this, but it said, might be interesting for Brad's top 3 or C block. St. Charles County Executive, money on hand. Where did you get this from?
Yeah, thanks for asking, Brad. It is from the Missouri Scout. A gentleman named Dave Drebus does a daily, well, not daily, Monday through Friday, and then occasionally on the weekend, he does updates. And this came from an update, I believe, on either Friday or Saturday, St. Charles County Executive fundraising information.
And this is from the Missouri Ethics Committee? Is that what this is from?
Missouri Ethics Commission, yep, the MEC.
Okay, now, here's my dumb question. Hold on, I just dropped my phone. As of right now, these candidates can say, I'm going to run for county executive, but it's not official until they officially, what did you say, February is when they go to sign on the dotted line in Jefferson City. Isn't that the deal?
Yeah, you're exact. I mean, you're not technically a candidate. You can declare yourself a candidate anytime, and then on Missouri Ethics Commission paperwork, you declare that you're running for a particular office. But you're right, filing won't open until the end of February.
So technically, do they have to supply this information now?
They do, yep. If you raise, and I don't know what the number is, but if you eclipse a certain amount of campaign contributions over like a nominal number, you have to report your contributions to the Missouri Ethics Commission.
Okay, so if you were to run for office and say, let's say I was like Donald Trump rich, and I'd say, okay, I'm going to run for county executive in St. Charles County, but I'm not accepting any money. I wouldn't have to file any MESA reports then, correct?
I'm not sure, Brad. I'm not sure exactly how that works.
Okay, let's run this down. Bill Eigel has raised $168,000. He spent $11,022, not with me, and has $330,000 on hand. The Bill PAC, what is the Bill PAC?
So in 2025, in the modern era, you have a candidate committee that has certain low limits of the amount of money you can give. And no, Brad, I don't know them off the top of my hand for county executive. And then you have a PAC, which can take larger contributions. So pretty much if you're a serious candidate in the modern era, you have a candidate committee, and thanks to Missouri do-gooders and campaign finance laws, because we have contribution caps, you can also start a second PAC, and everybody's got a second PAC, and that can take bigger contributions.
So right now, between his money raised, cash on hand, and his PAC, he's got essentially $500,000.
Yeah, that's about right.
Okay, Mike Elam has raised $2,887, spent $7,711, has $43,661 on hand, okay? Not doing well financially. Steve Elman, now explain this to me. Raised zero, he spent $7,382 and has $2,400 on cash on hand. I don't get it. He hasn't officially even said, nobody will get an answer out of him. He won't say yes or no. So how is he involved in
I
this?
think this is the answer, Brad.
Well, it says he's
raised. I think the answer, because he hasn't raised a dime, I think he's showing, okay, I'm going to threaten, like I might run. Okay. I want to get Jason Law and Mike Elam at the table together. But he hasn't. I mean, again, Brad, it's like dealing with women. You watch what they do and not what they say. Steve Elman could say, I don't know, I might run. But he didn't raise any money this quarter. So I think that's the answer.
Jason Law has raised $32,514. He spent he spent a lot of money. He spent $65,231 and has $366,000 on hand plus a $6,000 Law and Order PAC. So he's sitting there with about $372,000, about a third of a million. Bill Eigel sitting there with about $500,000. Mike Elam sitting there with about a 20th of $1 million, and Steve Elman is sitting there with practically nothing. Okay? How do you read this, John?
Well, I read it as practically if you're in the Mike Elam camp. So, for example, Brad, I know you are. I think Mike Elam is great. I think he would be a tremendous county executive. He said before on our show that he would like to be a steady hand. I mean, if you're in the Mike Elam camp, like Brad Hildebrand certainly is, at a certain point you go to Mike and you say, Mike, when are you going to start raising money? And I think this quarter that ended at the end of September is the last quarter that you can start making excuses. Because starting now at a fundraiser or on a call, people are going to ask Mike, why haven't you raised any money? Now, Mike has, let's not forget, Mike has a full-time job, a real job, in addition to being on the St. Charles County Council. He travels a lot for his real job. Like, he has real responsibilities. He would make the argument, hey, Bill can just raise money all day. I actually work a job. I have stuff to do. I'm serving the people of St. Charles County. So, but at a certain point, if you're Mike, you got to turn on the spigot, man. And I don't know why he hasn't. Again, I don't know where the top fundraisers on the Republican side are in this race. Like, I don't know why Mike hasn't picked up the phone and got, for example, Casey Burns to raise money for him. I don't know if Casey's working on another campaign, but you got to get a real full-time professional fundraising operation. You can't have another bad quarter. And if Mike has another bad quarter, serious people are going to look at it and say, well, Mike's a nice guy, but, I don't think his heart is in this.
You know what? Should we call him?
No. You annoy him enough, you'll end up saying, hey, that marketing gal, she's not returning my calls.
No,
like,
but
you'll say something embarrassing. Leave Mike alone.
No.
Mike needs to be doing his full-time job right now.
But I haven't. I've been wanting to ask him this question because it has nothing to do with this.
Okay, call him, Brad. Call him right now. We got time.
Hold on a minute.
We still have 10 minutes left.
The reason I wanted to call him was because I have a real serious question for him, not just a Brad crazy stupid question. Okay.
All right, there we go.
Hold on. Let me see if I can get. Hold on. I don't know, but I can give him my stupid phone. It's something broke on here, and I can't get the thing to work right. Do I say?
I'm sure it's not operator error. I'm sure it's the phone's fault.
No, it is operator error. Device type. I can't get it to work, so we won't do it anyway. Drives me nuts because of the fact that this phone worked perfectly until they updated the software on it, and now it doesn't work the same way. Do you ever have that frustration, John? It's just like, for example, I went through this thing 2 or 3 months ago when they upgraded the iOS on my iPhone, that if I used the speakerphone a lot, and the speakerphone button used to be on the right side of the phone, now it's on the left side of the phone. Why do they do stuff like that? You know what I mean?
It's super annoying, isn't it?
It's just to the point where it's like, okay, I don't get it. Why do you do stuff like that? Why do you make it to the point where, hold on a minute, it says, your road not discoverable. Okay, hold on. Let me try it one more time. I'm going to try it one more time. Oh, you know what? It's connected. Okay, it did disconnect. It connected. Okay, let me try Mike real quick. And I know you don't like me doing this. John,
that's fine, Brad. No, we haven't called him in a while.
We haven't talked to him in a couple months or something like that.
It hasn't been that long. Go ahead.
I think it has been. Okay, Mike Elam. Let's see if this is going to work. Okay, it should be calling right now. Call on the phone. Here we go. There we go. Can you hear that? Can I punch you in? Would that blow your eardrums out?
Yeah, it's fine.
He probably won't answer. We're not going to get him. He's probably in the shower with Mark McCluskey. No, did I say that? No, I didn't.
Hi, this is Mike Elam. Thanks for calling. Sorry, missed your call right now. I'll call you back in just a little bit. Thanks.
Hey, Mike, Brad, Hildebrand, if you get this message before 8 o'clock, 314-280-8880, we're on the air. We have a question for you. At least I have a question for you. And it's not about politics. It's about something else. Okay? Bye. Okay. We'll see if he calls back.
Yeah, and you're right, though, Brad. We called him exactly 2 months ago today on August 20th, and that's when we had the discussion about the old news, which was new news to you, that Steve Elam said that he was considering getting back in the race.
Right. Okay. I am going to go out on a limb right now, and I'm going to officially declare my candidacy for county executive.
Nice, Brad. Did you write an AI jingle that makes no sense for it?
What do you mean makes no sense?
Like, is it going to say that you're fresh as a pod? Or could you have my favorite thing about the fastfoodmediet.com, by the way, folks should go to fastfoodmediet.com. I've never been there because I'm not into wasting my time. But if you go there, you'll actually see the website that's promoted. Brad, I love the fact that you're totally not AI chick is able to say Chick-fil-A, Taco Bell, but instead of going back and fixing MacD's, which no one's ever said, instead of making it McDonald's or Mickey D's, I love the fact that the totally not AI girl says, or MacD's.
Believe it or not, I have a friend of mine that calls it MacD's, believe it or not.
Oh, well, that's believable.
Okay.
But you were making a point, Brad. You're announcing, I'm stepping on your announcement here.
Bill Eigel has come out and said he's going to get rid of this tax, get rid of that tax, the whole bit. And then Mike Elam came out with a post on his Facebook page essentially saying, Bill Eigel can't do that because of this and this and this. Okay, this is how I'm going to win the race. I'm going to win the race for county executive in St. Charles County because I'm going to get rid of all taxes in St. Charles County. No personal property tax, no real estate tax, no sales tax, zero taxes in St. Charles County. If you're getting taxed by Union Electric, Ameren UE on your electric bill, no way anymore once I'm elected county executive. Same thing with your Missouri water bill, everything. No taxes in St. Charles County. They talk about Florida and Tennessee being no tax states. Well, it's really not a no tax state. They're talking about income tax. I'm saying absolutely, positively, no taxes in St. Charles County. None whatsoever.
Well, that's quite a Now, that would be a popular one, Brad. Now, the teachers union will probably oppose you, but other people will probably support you.
See, and when I debate Bill Eigel, I go, Bill, you're against property taxes, right? Right, Bill? Oh, yeah, I'm against property taxes. You're against real estate taxes, aren't you, Bill? Yeah, okay, what about sales tax, Bill? Well, you got to have sales tax. Why? Why do we have to have sales tax?
Oh, there you go. And then you just say checkmate.
Right. You just say, I'm the no tax guy. Bill, you're essentially saying, well, this tax is okay, but this one's not. I'm the no tax guy. Absolutely, positively no taxes in St. Charles County. None.
And that would, what, Brad, I think you should make the tweak today because it's a really good use of your time. You should make a tweak to the quiz for the Super Freedom Caucus and say, do you oppose all taxes?
You know what? No, hold it now. But the point, yeah, exactly. Because if you answer yes, any yes answer kicks you out of the Super Freedom Caucus. John, you're a brilliant man.
There you go. There you go, Brad. You could now update, and now you have the benefit of saying that you've used stakeholder input to come up with that questionnaire. It's not just an autocratic fascist program. You've used stakeholder input.
John is referring to the point where I hate the word stakeholder because to me it sounds so phony. Oh, our stakeholders.
Our stakeholders. We have a lot of stakeholders.
Yeah, you know what? You go to a restaurant, you know the guy who's grilling your steak, you know what he is? He's a stakeholder.
He's actually a steak pounder.
Right. When he holds that steak to put it on the grill. But you know what he's doing? He won't touch it without his tongs. So he's a stakeholder with tongs.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, when you see these numbers, Brad, what jumps out at you for the St. Charles County executive fundraising numbers?
Well, first off, what cracks me up about this kind of stuff is what does the St. Charles County executive pay? What, $120,000, $130,000, $140,000 a year, something like that?
Yeah, but it's a position of great influence.
I get it, but the problem with this whole thing is, you think I'm kidding about this, and, you're going to roll your eyes when I say this again. But remember a couple months ago, and you'll tell me the exact date because you've got this in your mind, I came up with the idea of the reverse choice voting system. Remember I told you reverse choice voting?
Now
think about this for a minute, because I heard this again the other day. I heard it on NPR. They're talking about in some city, well, the mayor is running for your office, and if none of the candidates get 50% or more, then there'll be a runoff. I'm going, this is stupid, okay? It's stupid because it costs money to have elections. Now we're going to have another election. I can't remember what city that was in, okay? My reverse choice voting system would get rid of all the campaign financing thing because of the fact that you don't want to be number one. Reverse choice voting is the person with the least votes wins. It's like golf. Lowest score. If you got a 69 and the other guy's got a 68 and somebody comes in with a 66, they're the winner. It's not the other way. It's not like NBA or NFL or NHL or Major League Baseball or any of that kind of stuff. It's the low score wins. And think about
that would definitely get you a victory in the St. Charles County executive primary.
Well, see, that's the point. And see, the interesting part of that is that would promote underdogs all over the county.
Oh, that's what we need. People that are poorly equipped and probably mentally ill. We need more of them in government.
Well, you know what? It might be a race between Arnie Denhoff and myself because of the fact that he's always running for county exec. He runs for everything. But think about that. Reverse choice voting, John. I know it sounds, because the thing about it is people are going to go, oh, there's another one of Brad's stupid ideas. Okay, ranked choice voting, reverse choice voting. John, which one of those is easier to understand because of the fact it's so simple? You look at the numbers on election night, and candidate A has 20,000, candidate B has 10,000, candidate C has 8,000, and candidate D has 2 votes. Who wins, John?
I love it. People talk about politics as being a race to the bottom.
Right.
But this time it would literally be a race to the bottom. It would be
a race to the bottom. Now, the only problem is there's only one negative ramification to this, because the money would still flow, because candidate A would say, candidate B is a terrible person. He's a rapist, and he's a convicted criminal. And matter of fact, he kicks his dog every night when he comes home from work. Don't vote for him. And people go, okay, we won't vote for him. And it would backfire. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, see, that's the way you get money out of politics. Who needs – you could even get rid of the Missouri Ethics Commission because nobody would want to raise money.
Right, who'd want to raise money for that? See, I'm telling you, I got the solution. It's just like, for example, I'll end the show by saying this. I will congratulate all the people that participated in the No Kings rally because you know what? It worked. It's Monday.
There's no kings.
It's October 20th, and we don't have a king. So thank you, all you protesters. Thank you so very much. We don't have a king. There's no king of the United States, and it worked. Don't you feel real good about that, John?
I would love to stay in chat, but I'm going to spend the rest of the day asking people their 1020.
John, talk to you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow, Brad.
I am 10-7.